daunting test in World Rugby at the moment, the way Ireland are going?
I don't know, daunting. It's a good test. It's exciting, but I mean, they're up there. But daunting makes it like we're scared, and you just get excited. But because realistically, we've got nothing to lose. So it's a big challenge, but one you need, don't you? You need those big ones. No point playing a whatever kind of side. So it's going to be good to see where we're at.
What do you have to get right on Saturday and hope that Ireland will get wrong?
Can I say everything? No, but seriously, that's what you're off on one thing, one aspect, and they'll pounce on it. So we've been talking that we need to give everything in every area all the time, and I know it's not hyperbole either. It needs to be 80 minutes as well. So we've bigged this up enough for ourselves. So we're focused on ourselves now, but I think the boys know what lies ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Wales have got a pretty tough record there now over the last decade or so. What makes it so difficult?
Guys, it's an unbelievable stadium with a great crowd. I remember how loud they are, and they feed off it really well. They've always have done, the team. But more so in the recent years. So I think that's a massive challenge, and it's going to be interesting for the young boys to experience that for the first time. I would say the crowd, the noise, and how they feed off it.
You mentioned there, obviously, that you go there with nothing to lose, really. Got a young side, a lot has been made of that. Does that sort of take the pressure off and free you up to play a little bit more, as opposed to if you go in there with 2 wins in your belt in the championship?
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to think even with 2 wins under our belt, we kind of have that mentality. It's quite a refreshing mentality to have. And you're always going to put pressure on yourself, whatever the scenario, whatever the story, narrative might be. So I suppose why not go into it thinking and feeling like that? It's probably the best feeling anyway.
Yeah, obviously you've got a new fly half, but a familiar fly half inside you on Saturday. What do you sort of like about Sam's game, and what do you hope he brings on Saturday?
Yeah, a little Costy. I love him. He's a brilliant lad. Cares a lot, and you can see it. And I think what I like, he's unbelievably brave for the size he is as well. I don't ever really have to worry about him in defence, which is pretty big for a 12. And then he brings great control to the game, but he has got a bit of flair in him as well. So all of those things you love about him. But I think the biggest thing is he'll put himself on the line, and he'll take people out much bigger than him. It's pretty endearing to a team.
Nick, you've been very close in those 2 games. What have you seen as the difference when you look back at the matches, just to those defeats, what they could have turned into victories?
I think we lacked a bit of control in the big moments. And a lot of that comes with experience. I think you look at the first half of Scotland, we were well off it, but then you come into the second half with nothing to lose. We throw off maybe the negative emotions, or maybe what we thought was going to happen, and then we start playing, and you see how close we get. You look at the England game, we start really well, and then we start getting into it where we need to take control of it and probably keep the scoreboard ticking over, and then we let them out with little things, ill discipline, little switch off moments that teams that have been in those situations don't do. So that's the learning curve for us, and that's when I say an 80-minute performance, I'm not saying no mistakes, but I'm saying in moments where you've got them under pressure, you can't let them off.
Just had a weekend off. Is that welcome? Because you've played a lot of rugby this year over the last 12 months, and you with Saracens, Wales in the World Cup, now the Six Nations. How are you feeling yourself?
Tired. I'll take any weekend off anyway. It was my birthday anyway, so I was enjoying that. I'm feeling old, but it's always nice to have a weekend off and recharge and get ready for the big one.
Do anything special?
No, I was out with the family. It was quiet.
Alex?
Hi Nick.
Hey man.
If you look at the stats, you're top of the offloads so far. Is that an indication maybe how you guys are looking to play a bit more? And how enjoyable is that for you, obviously?
Yeah, didn't realise that. I hope they're going forward, not going backward. But I don't really think about that. I think what is exciting is what we're kind of developing here now with the team. A little bit more freedom, a little bit like backing. Just go out, really go out and enjoy yourselves. Go and play with a bit of flair. And it's nice when you've got some of those younger lads. They don't have that fear, maybe that naivety. It's quite nice. So you try and install that and go out and play and have a bit of enjoyment about it, because it sees when you do that against a Scotland team and you come back and you should have won it or nearly win it. It just shows what kind of where we can take it. So I enjoy it. Yeah.
And it's been a real shift to do that level maybe whereas previous Wales sides before you were sort of involved played a different, more direct style perhaps.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to work with what you've got. I think we don't want to neglect that side, far from it. But I think from what we have as a team, I think it'd be a disservice to a back three and some of the forward back rows that we have to keep it that direct and keep it in, and what other people would consider, I don't know, boring or whatever. So we want to be multifaceted. I think that's the most well-rounded teams are the ones that can do. You can't. It's not just about kicking and defending. You've got to do everything.
Rob?
Who do you want coming down the channel? Aki, Henshaw, McCluskey?
Take Crawley.
I don't know if Ringrose is ready yet. They've got a real big cadre of midfield players.
Yeah. Most teams do, to be honest. I think you play enough in the Prem to know that you have the Estazons running at you. It's just kind of part and parcel of rugby. So I don't really care who's coming. You've got to make sure you get them down. That's the important thing.
But shutting them down in the middle is quite important, isn't it? Because once they start going, they fly everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's not just the brute force, it's the lines they run as well, which is the important thing. So obviously you get a Bundyaki running at you, you have to stop him and you have to take him down. But it's the other ones, the Gary Ringrose or the Henshaws, but it's the lines they're running outside. You look at Crawley, I think he was out. He's moving out the back and he's doing little things, and then it's helping his team run lines off it, which just put you slightly off balance, get you off, and then you've got an arm tackle, and that's where the problems are. So you've got to be balanced and you've got to be connected with your line, and then when you get that, you can get a good shot. And that's the key, because otherwise, if you're chasing shadows, and then you're in trouble.
Yeah. He's probably having a bit of an armchair ride at the moment, Jack Crawley, but do you see him as a slightly different threat to Johnny Sexton? Yeah,
he's definitely. I think he adds a bit of a different aspect of it. Probably more of a running threat. Although Johnny wasn't bad, pretty good. So he's got a great offload game as well, and he's got good footwork. So he's a good package. And when you put him in front of a pack like that, he's probably going to do well.
Find a way to stop.
Okay, and then final one with David, and then we're done.
Yeah, you mentioned there's no fear with the younger guys, Nick. There's no scar tissue there either, is there? Do you get the feeling from being with them that they could care less what's happened in Dublin before? I
think so. Yeah, I think I want them to feel like that, because I want them to. I don't want them to go there and I mean, like I remember with the noise. I don't want them to worry about outside aspects or we can't beat them or we can't do this. I want them to go and just be them and be confident with it and enjoy it. Because we could go and take a scalp there, you know. We could go and do something pretty special and turn this Six Nations around. So I want them going feeling like that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Happy birthday.